Saudi-Emirati drama in OPEC. What were the reasons behind the clash of the two Arab superpowers? Hello and welcome to Inventiva. This is Palak Yadav presenting to you today's big news. Things are turning dramatic in the recent OPEC Plus meeting, with the two most powerful Arab nations going into a clash. United Arab Emirates or UAE and Saudi Arabia have been close allies for decades. But in the recent OPEC Plus meeting, the two countries have shown unusual competition, which has raised deep concerns among the economies around the world. These two countries' opinions on output generally match. UAE, Saudi Arabia, along with Kuwait, are considered by analysts as the central element of the organizations of the Petroleum Exporting Countries or OPEC. Now, UAE's Energy Minister Suhail Al Mazrouei told reporters that OPEC's quotas were totally unfair, and this statement made analysts around the world curious about the cause. The drama further intensified when the meetings between the cartel and its allies were called off due to the spat between the two Arab superpowers. The price of the benchmark Brent crude recorded a two-year high at $77 per barrel, and then it dropped back to $75. In 2020, OPEC Plus introduced harsh production cuts as the pandemic began to accelerate. The fuel demand collapsed as lockdowns were imposed and oil prices dropped to less than $30 per barrel. With lockdowns relaxing, the oil demand is gearing up slowly, and the cartel is delicately increasing supply. The meeting had been called off with the ambition of agreeing on more increases to output after July. On the other hand, the Saudis and others were also expecting to extend the present authorities for allocating cuts to member countries' production. The Emiratis want the quotas to be revised. The present quotas are based on the country's oil production capacity in 2018. Since then, the potential has increased due to the country's heavy investment. 1/3 of the country's oil production is left to vegetate, which is much higher than any of the member countries. Saudi Arabia, along with other members, are unwilling to increase production at this moment. The unwillingness is due to its fear that countries like Russia might ask for similar demands for increasing production. Oil markets are in a state of doubt in the backdrop of reviving oil demands as the world slowly emerges out from the lockdowns. The Saudi-Emirati clash in the OPEC Plus meeting has deep-rooted issues that are far more complicated than just a row over quotas to curb output. The recent incident has made analysts conclude that the historical alliance between Saudi and UAE is in trouble. Analysts have noted that lately Saudi has been making efforts to snatch businesses away from UAE using various tools such as economic incentives and major investments, among others. On July 5th, Saudi Arabia changed its rules concerning imports from its fellow Gulf countries. This move has been viewed by analysts as a part of an attempt to challenge the UAE's status as the region's trade and business hub. On July 3rd, Riyadh declared a ban on entry into the kingdom from UAE along with Ethiopia and other countries due to COVID-19 concerns. 2 days after the announcement, Khalid Meshal of Hamas, a Palestinian organization that is hated by the Emiratis, made an appearance on Saudi's Al Arabiya TV. Khalid called on Saudi to improve its ties with the movement and explore more opportunities to support the Islamic movement. This interview of the Hamas leader raised eyebrows of analysts as they understood it to be a humiliation against the Crown Prince of UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed.